clear to the finish line. Good run coming. Hurry, hurry. I mean the horsey.
This bombshell beauty right here can ride like the wind. She got one more to go.
Be a new leader for the 17 for 3-3.
Hi everybody, welcome to Barrel Racer Life. My name's MaddiKempf-Stoltman. If you've followed me for a while, you might recognize where I am. I'm back home in Canada visiting my family for the quickest visit ever. In true Maddi fashion, I thought I might have more time than I do, and I don't. So I'm here for a quick couple-day visit. Better than nothing. Get to see my family and a couple friends before I turn right around and head back to Washington. So this past week, we went to a rodeo. Claude tried really hard. I'll show you all about it. Other than that, I'll show you a little bit of what we've been doing at home and things like that. And basically just kind of getting ready to wind down the summer, which is so crazy. I'll show you guys about this past week. Claude and I are headed out to the John Wayne Trail. It is this old railroad bed that runs from Ellensburg, and I think it goes almost all the way to Idaho. I think there's more interruptions for it now that it's not actually a rail bed anymore, but anyway, it's a really great place to take the horses to go breeze. It's where I got Jada ready for Pendleton last year, and I can't seem to decide if I'm going to enter Pendleton. I've been back and forth on it with Claude, but I think I am going to enter. Either way, I need to get breezing in. I probably should have started this sooner, but I just started this past week. Anyway, we're going to do some breezing on the trail now. Regardless if I enter or not, it's good for them and really good for my sanity, I found too, to get out of the arena, spend some time with my horse. And there's nothing like breezing your horse on a trail. It's so much fun. There's a biker going up the hill, and he is keeping a very close eye on that bike. Is it gonna get you? The day before I run at a rodeo, I do ride. It's just often a lighter ride. So Claude and I'm going to show you what I usually will do with him the day before a rodeo and a little bit of what his slow work on the pattern looks like. Claude tends to be a hotter horse when it comes to the barrels, so I try to do a lot of slow work with him, if anything at all. It's always at the trot or the walk. I very rarely lope or run the pattern. Actually, I never really run the pattern at home. But I do tend to stop my horses at their rate point. Claude's rate point, I like to stop him a little further up into the turn since he likes to be turny. He got a little excited there, so I just looped the barrel one more time. And then I just make it like it's no big deal, let him trot out. You can see him get a little excited there, and we just kind of continue on, ignore the goofy things. And then at the second barrel, I'll stop him and move his hip in, same thing. And then here I always do what's called a disengage. And this is sort of like a controversial thing, turning a horse into a barrel like that, but he tends to get kind of short on that second barrel and not want to come all the way into the turn. So that I find just keeps his feet moving and encourages him to go all the way up into the turn before he rolls back.
When they drive dodges, and that's because it's fact. .61, 16 and 61. That'll close.
Well, it was fun to get to run at a rodeo, but Claude and I just weren't quite fast enough for what we needed to be. He tried really hard. We were at the end of the slack. I could give you 5 million excuses of what went wrong, but basically our first and second barrel, we just kind of struggled a little bit. It got pretty deep and it just was what it was. He tried hard. I'm really happy with him, and one of my goals was to keep looking all the way to the gate and drive right through the timer, because I have been struggling a little bit with him wanting to set up a little bit too soon. So I feel like we achieved that goal, which is awesome, and truthfully he wasn't too far off the pace for how much he had a hard time, so always happy with him. He's just the best. So when I moved away from my parents' property, they have a hayfield. A little context for you, they have a small hayfield, and I grew up when it was hay time, we would have to pull the hay off the field by hand. And when I moved away, I thought, I'm never gonna have to do that again, because when we move hay in Ellensburg, we use a hay squeeze. It's so much more convenient. When I first saw one of those for the first time, I was like, why doesn't everyone do this? Well, I'm home visiting my family, and conveniently, the hay's being baled right now, so I'm on my way down to the hayfield to go help. I'm packing so many things here, trying to get my butt out the door. I'm going to pick up my cowboy hat from Tim Cooper. So you guys have seen me before in my black cowboy hat, and you've heard me talk about Tim Cooper and the hats that he makes. I ordered a red one, and I'm going to get it. Anyway, it's like a burgundy color, and the felt has been back ordered forever. Tim told me this last week. It's finally here. So he got to work on my hat just in time for me to come pick it up while I was visiting my parents in BC. The other thing to note is that you don't have to be here or be in close proximity for Tim to make you a hat. He can do that off of your measurements, and he can ship them anywhere in the world. And he makes the best hats as far as I'm concerned. He has a whole bunch of different levels, price points, that kind of thing. The ones that I wear are the 200X. They're full beaver. They are amazing. They're about $1,000 Canadian and 100% worth the investment. They hold their shape better, they look better, they stay on your head. They are so worth it. I know it sounds pricey, but let me tell you, they'll last forever. My black one is probably 4 years old, and other than getting cleaned up a few times, it still looks shaped beautifully, and I absolutely love it. Oh my gosh, okay, so this hat is freaking amazing. I'm just over the moon. It is the burgundy color, so it's kind of a darker red. It's so pretty. It fits perfect. I like the cool hand Luke shape, so it's kind of a little bit taller. I like mine a little bit wider in the front like that. Tim has all my measurements on file, so he knows exactly what to do, and he can do the same thing for you. So if you want a hat, Tim Cooper Custom Hats, there's a link in the description of this video, but he is by far my favorite hat maker, and I'm so excited about this one. This coming week, I actually don't have rodeos until the middle of next week. So this Saturday, we have our last team roping at our house. So our last event for the season, we have tons of prizes to give away. It's going to be a big one. I'm really looking forward to it. Cody's been working so hard to make sure that everything is awesome. So it's going to be great. It's going to be hot, but that's the nature of the beast. So we've got that coming this weekend. And then I believe I'm going to get to go barrel race on Sunday. I kind of always regret entering a barrel race the day after roping, but it is what it is. It'll be fun. It'll be worth it. So I've got that coming up, and then the following week we've got some rodeos happening, and things are going to get kind of busy here for us for the next couple weeks in the Northwest, which is always really exciting. So as always, you guys, I very much appreciate you watching these videos, and I will see you next week.